As Adjetey, Anang, aka Apusha.
Oh, man.
Welcome to the show, Campaign, my brother.
Thank you.
This time with the stars. Welcome to the show. Now, let's toast to your coming.
Why not?
That's what's up. Ladies and gentlemen. First off, congratulations to yourself on your nominations for the Emmys.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
How does that feel?
Well, it's I never take any of those for granted. It's always humbling. Knowing that whatever you're doing out there is appreciated, and so it's humbling.
You've always, I mean, even though things you do for life, you were there, but you've always been that cool dude.
Right.
You don't get into the news for all that quote unquote negative stuff. How do you manage to keep yourself off the negation?
It's not easy to do that. I mean, you kind of, I think that a combination of factors. The fact that I really cherish this opportunity given me, that I can be able to exhibit the talents that I came with, and therefore I take that serious. I don't take it for granted at all. And I know that for me, it's not just an opportunity to show my talent and show my gifts, but that I'm in a position of inspiring others, especially the younger generation. That it's like a race, and we're handing batons over and over. There are people who hand it over to me. I'm supposed to hand it over to somebody, and the quality of what I hand over will determine where our future lies and goes. And so, it's repeatedly playing this over in my mind and daily, knowing that, look, I'm guided by that, and therefore I would avoid trouble, I avoid issues that would, as it were, make headlines, and so it's a constant daily reminder, but it's you have to really put your, because it's not easy to do that.
So do you think your career should go hand in hand with your personality, or it should stay different?
Nah, well, I mean, you can't say it's neither here or there. I mean, things have worked out for people when they find themselves. Even let's take acting, for example. There are people who play themselves. There are people who are funny by nature, but naturally, and then they end up playing comedy roles, and it works perfectly for them. There are those who are opposite that, and it also works for them. I think it's all about finding what you find fulfillment in, and what works for you. And because we may all be comedians, but my gifting is different. Your focus will be different, and we'll still be making the same impact. And therefore, we need to appreciate that that there is a strength that we need to plug into. And so I wouldn't say it's not here or there. Whatever that works out for you, you should run with it. Yeah.
Okay, bro. So today, from now till we bounce out of the studio, we take leave of our viewers. You are our star. I mean, I know some of you have been my star in the caucus side of things, but today you are our star. We don't hear of you much unless Adjetey, Anang, or Pusha has a project, or there's an event Adjetey, Anang, or Pusha is part of before we hear of you. Is there any secret lifestyle that you like to share with us?
The fact that you don't hear of me doesn't mean that I don't have secrets, in my cupboard, or I'm not human enough. I do make mistakes. And if you put my wife on the chair right now, I mean, you'll be amazed at some of the things that she's gonna say. I'm like, oh no, not you, But I mean, it just tells you that we're human and we're prone to make mistakes, and some of them even serious mistakes. Perhaps the person that I've hurt most is her, and fortunately not the public, and therefore I think it's easier when you hurt people out there. It makes news faster than home where people want to protect you, and so they keep it under the racks, etc. And so I'm human. I've made some mistakes that I shouldn't have, and so the only thing I'm fortunate about is just it hasn't made the headlines. It hasn't made news. But these are constant reminders that it could be me. I mean, things happen to our brothers, things happen to people that we admire in entertainment world. It crosses even to the sports world. Take a look at the likes of Tiger Woods and somebody who we're almost worshiping. And then one thing led to another, and then boom, he from as I say, grace to grass. And so. It's a reminder, constant reminder that when these things happen to these people who are human beings, it means that, look, I'm not special. I mean, some of the people that it happens to, they're knowledgeable, they're at the top of their game, and yet they make those choices, and then they're down. And for me, knowing that, look, it could happen to me, makes me very, very conscious and careful with the choices I make. So perhaps a few of these have kept me out of the...
Right. Well, the way you expatiate, you talk, and then you express yourself in like even right now, it feels as though things come easy to you.
No.
No, it doesn't come easy.
I couldn't say 5 lines. I mean, it's some time back. Yeah. I think social media and the era has made those days where we didn't know Facebook, we didn't know Instagram, WhatsApp. I mean, I'm part of a generation who didn't know this, and then suddenly we're thrown into this space where you're getting attention from every corner, every age, sizes, different sizes, etc. And you're under the spotlight, and so I think that the age that we are in, the era in which we are, makes you want to catch up, and especially if you are from a different era, to catch up and go with the flow. Right. And so it's turned me into a talkative. I didn't. I mean, my mates, old time mates, would be amazed when they see me in an interview and I'm talking. I'm like not this guy, a lot has happened, but I think that it's just the time that we find ourselves that has made me come out of my sleeve. But I had to learn to do some of these things.
You made mention of hurting wifey, not maybe like a fan, viewer,
mostly
or the public out there. What is it that you would like to share, if you would want to tell us that you've done that you felt like you shouldn't have done this to wifey?
No, I can give you examples.
Give me like just 3.
Okay, so I think one of the main ones has been how I've been able to relate to my fans. We're coming from a space where for some of us, we're not sensitized about this social media space. Right. It took me years to be able to get to even on Instagram, for example. We only step out of our houses on the streets, and then people are like, hey, push out, they come around and we vibe. And then all of a sudden, I'm sitting in my comfort of my home, so locked in my room, and I can punch, I can type, and people can give me those commendations and praises. Right. I don't have to walk onto the street, and it's coming from all corners, and therefore I'm in this space where I have not been sensitized, and I think that by being getting closer and closer to these fans, then I'm keeping them in my good books. It means that they'll forever love me, they'll love what I do, it will build my fan base, and etc. And some of them have got a bit personal, over the years, and I mean in those era, and therefore
some of them quote unquote like women.
Yeah, women, of course. I mean, for us guys, mostly
the
women. And sometimes you catch yourself like, hey, Charlie, I really feel some of the stories that you've done, and sometimes you get personal where you're building a close relationship with somebody that you don't even know really. You get to know on social media, and it becomes like a friend on social media, and you realize, you get to a point where you're like, oh my goodness, when we do get here, yearning to meet and all that, and I mean those are a few things that caught wifey by surprise, for example, where she didn't know this was happening and all that, and it was a deep wound for her, and so I mean dealing with my fans has been one of the issues, and also the fact that I tend to prioritize work over family. I'm talking about a point in my life where this was happening, because work has a way of just taking you out there, and for acting, I mean, producers, directors would want you to be on set forever. I mean, as long as they know that you're having you, etc., moving from one set to the other. And sometimes you forget responsibilities at home. Sometimes you forget that home needs to be nurtured, the family setting. And the times I was thriving in entertainment world, but at home I wasn't thriving. So there has to be that balance of of, making sure that home is set. I have a son. He needs to be nurtured. That there's bonding that should happen. All these things I had to unlearn and learn. And so it caused problems at home where it became as if I neglected the home front, and I was just pursuing my career. I was just going, and so this would be the other.
The second one. The third one.
The third one would be. That would be more in interior, like more of let's say not valuing important dates in our relationship. So special days like birthdays, for example, where I have a shoot on that day.
Wow. And you can be with her.
And I try to, so sort of, okay, let's share the day. So it's like half days, for 6 a.m. to 12, then I'm off to set, or the other way around, and all friends will come around and the husband is not around. And for her, she values these things, and I think that everybody should value, because those moments come once in a year, and especially when there's special occasions that bond you, that has a history. I took all those things for granted, and it really brought some dark clouds in our home in those moments.
Like she wanted to leave, she wanted to...
No, not to that extent, but I mean, some of the wounds that you can't not forget, unless you do something about it, because it's like you don't value, what I value, as it were, and you know how women are very, very passionate about some of these things, and I had to learn.
For you as a celebrated actor,
that's right,
is marriage difficult, considering your career?
No, it's not just because of my career. I think that marriage is an institution where what you put in is what you get out, and if you're not committed to it, just as I don't want to even make it as easy as work, but I think that if you don't put in the work, it would be difficult. Once you get right that there are two people who are coming from different backgrounds, with other compromises, there has to be convergence, not divergence, and therefore I'm bringing my 50, you're bringing your 50, so that we make it work, and we want to, not that it's an institution. I'll just do it because the institution says we should do it, but you want to do it, and therefore nobody's pushing you, nobody's forcing you, and so it becomes difficult when you have one committed and the other not really committed.
Like
you're not singing the same song. Then it will become difficult. But otherwise, if you're on the same page, you respect your values and you're committed to it, it's beautiful.
Right.
It's beautiful.
Right.
Yeah.
And I for maybe I'm okay free biana, and then star for today. Adjetey Anang, with my friend Apusha for things we do for love. Deadly Voyage, she's in Perfect Picture, she's why your movies be award-winning actor and of course a filmmaker. Don't get it twisted. Ono nominate here. Yeah, twitching komo. Yeah, buy back komo. Yeah, sipping on some clicos and reels. And Chibiano, I'll activate my live wire. Me pesa me chese. Maybe me phone lines now. Now I free. Now when a brand here, when a man here, ne who ne tikoti so be any moon. Let's see. Now when ne ding komo. Pacho, baby out here, Phoebe. This is Time with the Stars. I squad on the 12-letter Larry Bossos and in the Edian Ameteso. When on no school. Zanya Munim the Dada, Adjetey Anang, aka Apusha. Na Pusha necessary Akana. Aka. Apusha. Apusha.
Yeah, man.
Is it? There's this notion that it's not easy being a talented or celebrated actor, being fine, and being at the apex of your game. Like the ladies are all over you. They know they make sometimes if you they prepare for you, they prep for your next shoot, and they call you. Then as you yourself you marry, it be some way. What is it that you would want to share with whoever is watching that wants to get in this acting frame or in this fraternity industry?
I think one of the things that I would want, young potentials who are I'm so passionate about this industry is that there should be a brand. Being a brand, what I mean by being a brand is that it is not just limited to you showing your talent in front of the camera, but when we say cut beyond the camera, you're still a brand.
Right.
And therefore, I mean, simple things like you walk into a mall and, you know, somebody, a fan who is so excited about you, who watches your movies and meets you for the first time. And they you know how they go, sometimes they can't control what they do, but you must understand that this is somebody who really loves you. And therefore, they would ask for pictures, and you know, it may be your bad day, but sometimes you can also, your energy may be negative, right. and that may be the first impression that you create with a fan like that. I mean, the way you look at the person, you know, sometimes we judge people just because of their outward appearance, and we're like, okay, in our minds, are like, there's no way I'm going to take a picture with you, right. you know, for it to be on social media in what you're wearing or how you're looking, you know. I mean, we're human. These things can happen to us. And I'm saying that your positioning here is that you're off the camera because the camera can see this part of your life. But that person is representative of another camera. And that camera is broader than even the lens that you're looking at, because you sow seeds, you know, after that character, you're in person. Somebody is meeting you for the first time, and how you even relate them, how you even welcome them is enough healing for somebody who may have had a bad day. And therefore, be careful. When I say being a brand, be careful of your words, be careful of how you relate to people, that you're not up there and they are down there. In actual fact, they are up there and you are down there. Because if they don't patronize your movies, they don't patronize, they're not going to keep you in business. You know, because it's those monies that producers turn around to produce another movie, and it gives a job. And so if you have that mentality that I'm a brand, then we're careful with the choice of words that we use, and how derogatory something will make other people feel just because they are not on our level, or just because we are under the light and they are not. And I think that we owe a lot to these people. And so being a brand is one of the things that you need to consider if you want to be in this industry. That for me will be my number one.
Right. I mean, I'm not really surprised you was selected, or you nominated Best Actor of the Emmys Africa Awards. Because you've done movies over here, which is shot across the shores and the likes. But tell me, I personally, I don't know if, but me, I personally don't see you, because we're in an era of collaborations.
That's right.
They say, I don't know if I'm supposed to say Gollywood and Nollywood.
Right.
Yes. But let's stick to the Ghana movie industry. But it feels as though we over here, we see you doing a lot.
Right.
Over here.
Right.
Yeah, but we don't see you in Nollywood.
Right.
Is it that you don't feel the vibe of Nollywood, or what is it? Why don't we see you collaborating with the Nollywood star?
So that's a good observation, and it's a good thing that you're bringing up. So it hasn't been. And when you look at my journey, rather than from school, I mean, there were a number of times where, you know, Nollywood directors reached out to me, and even actors like Desmond Elliott, etc. And they wanted me in a production. Right. Unfortunately, it was either I was in school, and I was in school in essay, you know, and the cost of bringing me in, I mean, the expenses was not, especially when they're operating on a tight budget, etc. It didn't make sense. And then, each time that I have been reached out to, I'm engaged in something. So it made it very difficult for, the word that went around was that the guy is extremely busy, you can't get him, etc. But having said that, I've done a couple of Nollywood movies.
Could you name a few?
I've featured in this one by Kunle Afolayan, Citation. Which I think it's still on Netflix, I must believe.
Right, that's a big one then.
Yeah, I did one too with Adjetey. I've forgotten the title.
Oh, wow.
Adjetey, and then there was another one too that I did. But as you said, it hasn't been a consistent, you know, kind of thing, because my of course, apart from the fact that I know that I'm Ghanaian and I need to do other things out there. The call on me here has been very, very, you know, so many. have knocked on my door, and you won't believe that I've rejected a lot of scripts as well, and it keeps coming, and sometimes I need to juggle that with, you know, my lecturing in NAFTI as well, and when you're in that field, you're careful not to take advantage of the fact that you're a performer and use work hours, you know, so I have to have a schedule that is not taking me out there too much, because I need to pay respect to the contract that I have in NAFTI. So a few of these engagements have really limited me. If I were a freelancer, you know, I didn't have to teach somebody where there's strict timelines, then it would be much more. But for a long time, I've been lecturing, and I've been in school, and therefore it's been difficult trying to move out of Ghana and for a stretch period. Yeah.
You with. Which institution are you a lecturer over there?
National Film and Television Institute.
NAFTI.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So now this is something that has been bogging my mind for some time now. Nigerians are known for Nollywood.
That's right.
But over here in Ghana, we have Gollywood, we have Anansikrum, we keep going back and forth, and Kumawood, Gollywood, Anansikrum, and the like. What's going on? Why can't we just find a name and identify our kind of movies over here in GH?
I think that would be. I mean, I'm right there with you. This has been my thoughts for some time.
Right.
That you know, why don't we just come under one umbrella? Yeah. I think that the medium of communication shouldn't be, you know, a reason for us to sort of have, you know, divisions, or even have different names, as it were, because, you know, today, look at China. They don't care about your English. You're still speaking in Chinese, and you'd love it. You'd understand whatever is going on. I think that and that's one of the things that is selling the Nigerian music, because the authenticity and the richness of their language.
That's right.
You know, they've never shied away from that. Right. And the world, nobody speaks like that. Yeah. And therefore, if you you know, have that in your content, and it's enriching. It's something that we haven't heard before, and the world is yearning for it. And I think that we have gone in the days where, you remember those days when we were in school, where you speak a tree where a guy is like, hey, you'd be punished, vernacular. No, it wasn't entertained. You know, so we all kind of became a brofosem kind of thing. You can't speak your local dialect. I mean, come on. And even that, most of us can't speak, you know, well. You know? And so we did more harm to ourselves than good. Yes, there's a need for us to communicate well in the Queen's English and all that, but you cannot put yourself second. Or, you know, I think that it should have been at par. And that's what is creating these divisions where, okay, so because it's vernacular medium, we need to have a name that captures that, so that, you know, the English speaking will capture. I think it has roots in all these, and I want that one day would be bold enough to have that one name that, even whether it's Chewy, is Ever, is whatever, is coming from Ghana. As long as the quality is global standard, and, you know, and we're engineering our stories and telling our stories that nobody else has, and that we are telling ourselves, that should make enough impact, not just for our people, but even on the global stage.
Would you want every movie from Ghana to be classified or termed Gollywood?
I don't know about that. I mean, it's for me, it's not even about the name. I mean, yes, there's a need for us to have an identity, a name. I get it, but the focus more is, have we ever understood what our identity is? When we say a Ghanaian, what are the things that come into our mind? How does the world, you know, view us? And I think that's where we need to focus more on.
So in movies, if the producers are watching, or if there's anything to write home about, if we're talking about a Ghanaian movie, what are the settings? What are things we need to see?
Exactly. So our language is our food.
Okay.
Our clothing. And, you know, and I mean, those days where we're all in suits and we're trying to wear, today I wore my Western kind of dressing, but when I was excited about when the Friday wear thing came in, and what it did was also to energize the industries that some of them were going down the drain or not being able to make up, and therefore the interest in our local stuff became designers came up today. I mean, I will not go into a major event without, you know, Jerry clothing me and from our fabric. And so it gave employment to these people and all that. So clothing is key, our food, our language, and of course our beautiful landscape that we haven't even explored because everything is concentrated in Accra. But there are brilliant, you know, places out there that we can, if in terms of tourism, for example, we can come to some kind of an agreement where we go into those tourist attraction sites to shoot our movies, you know, to sell it to the world, and film does that best. And so for me, the focus, you know, focusing or redirecting the lens to Ghanaian things that are ours and authentic, without looking down on what we have, and what, you know, and I think that's where we are, and that's where we should push.
So saying that, is there any role that you, Pusha or Adjetey Anang, will turn down?
There's hardly any role that I'll turn down. As long as I understand my role, I understand as long as I know the motivation for that role, and so for me, once you give me a script, and I go through it, saying this is the role I'm playing, I want to find out a few things about what do you want to do with the story. For example, I had a role in the late 90s called Danny. I won't forget that. It was a purely homosexual kind of content. Now, I of course, some people say, hey, stay away from those kind of things. But I mean, Majid Richardson said that, look, if we cast a movie, somebody has to be Judas Iscariot. I mean, somebody has. It doesn't mean that, or somebody has to be the devil. And it doesn't mean that the person is the devil. But in sending messages out there, somebody has to be the bad guy. And so, well, if you consider homosexuality or the homosexual guy as a bad guy, fine. I want to play the bad guy because we have a message, all right? And it's clear, it's concise. And therefore, when he gave me the script, even though people were being skeptical about it, I was like, Charlie, yeah, I can play, but what's the story? What's the message? What do you want to do with this subject?
That's right.
In a period like this, especially when Ghanaians are very, very, and very, very judgmental, and very, they have a strong stance on, it's a no, you go to hell, you know, that kind of thing. It was sensitive for anybody to play that role in those times. I was like, okay, let's just do this, but what's your message? And the director was not able to convince me with the message. And because if you don't have a direct focus, you're not in command of the story, then during the shoot, it can go anywhere. And that's dangerous. And therefore, I only stepped out of that because he just wanted to throw it out there. But you don't throw things out there like that because people are going to consume it with all perceptions and all interpretations, and that's not good for us. And that's the only reason why I worked that way. And so I don't think that there's any, except maybe porn, but I don't think that there's any role that I'll turn down, as long as I understand where we're going, that the message is clear, it's going to impact somebody. Sometimes, you know, we tell stories that are for a very, very marginalized few, but we become the voice of those voiceless people. And so, yeah, in a nutshell, I don't think that there's
if I got you, before we're going to check out a video,
right?
But if I get you right, did you say you're not going to do porn?
Oh, no, of course, that one, no.
No matter the amount? No matter what is put on
not for all the rice in China, I think. That's me. I mean, yeah, that's
right.
Me. No.
Right. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, homies and chilicons, let's go check out. This is a skit. I don't know if it's going to be a bit lengthy. Things you do for love.
Okay.
You knew the direction of this one.
That's right.
And then we are watching also knew the direction of this one. And actually, you've spoken for a while, so let's just sip on some clinkles and reels.
Sure.
And then let's check it. Ladies and gentlemen, Adjetey Anang on there. Things you do for love. Take me away.
Hey, my buddy. Come on. What's up? Charlie, so what they go? Hey, Charlie, that reminds me. How much do I owe you?
What? Where you go yesterday where things go be for you, Charlie?
Some small running, me and Coco Rasta. Charlie. But you need to meet the Didems on the way.
For the way?
Oh, for the front there, no.
Oh, where's she, man? It's the night to me that I'll go bed.
Hey! I want your grade one.
Crazy guy.
Congratulations to you, bro. This is when Ghana fell in love with things you do for love. No two ways about it. That's a pusher over there. That's Adjetey Anang over there, bro. Congrats to yourself.
Thanks,
you even like for put some statue for somewhere just for you, man. But we have to be celebrated whilst alive. No, we say the time, God forbid, when you understand, before we celebrate you. You've done a lot. You've done a lot for the Republic of Ghana. Ladies and gentlemen, phone lines officially activated. And Pachamon Fre. Now my name is Super Duper Croc Connector. The biggest thing Wakudum Boom. Star no. Money ding come. But as son of my friend, there's a play entanglement side of things which Adjetey Anang is going to be on stage very soon. Would you want to?
Yeah, I can. I mean,
share with us.
Yes, title is Entanglement. It's showing this Saturday, 20th of August at the Christ the King Hall. It's first showing is 5 p.m. and then the second is 7:30 p.m.
Okay.
And it's still in line with your last line that's focused on celebrating some of these individuals or groups of personalities who have done so much for us. Yeah. And this play is partly dedicated to all the health professionals who stood in front of COVID-19 or give really themselves and their time to save lives. And so dedicated to these health professionals. But in the same way to where we have this entertainment undertone as well, where we're focusing on relationships in a hospital setting, as it were. I mean, you could take that kind of content into another space, but for now we're dealing with that setting, and there's so much humor, so much excitement, and that's what we're showing this 20th. It's a stage play. Yeah.
Are you producing or directing?
So I'm an actor in it.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
But why Christ the King though?
Well, it's been the home of this particular critique productions. They have found a space in Christ the King that continually welcomes them to sort of put up their shows, and it's been growing ever since, and therefore that has been the choice.
Your other colleague, we're activating the live wire pretty soon, ladies and gentlemen. But we're still talking about entanglement. What was your role actually in there?
Oh, I was the doctor. I was the doctor. I'm the doctor, the owner of the hospital, and so basically, I see lots of things happening with my young doctors and young female, who come in and all that, and there's a love entanglement there with some of my staff and all that, and I'm supposed to be the level-headed guy who brings some kind of order, but well, I mean, I'll not give all away because there's a kind of a suspense and something that happens that people will not expect,
So, ladies and gentlemen, all of you lovers, fans like myself of Adjetey Anang, aka Apusha, and of course every other person over there who love music, and of course the movie side of things, stage play side of things. All you have to do is to get to Christ the King this Saturday.
That's right.
I mean, go over the time again. You said
5 p.m. first showing and then 7:30 p.m. second showing.
Second show.
Yes.
But how do they come? If I want to come, how do I come through? Christ the King. Is that like a damage or something?
Yeah. Okay. So then there's a damage of I think it's 50 CDs for
50 CDs.
No, rather 60 CDs for single and then 100 for double. So just make sure you're coming with somebody so that you.
Do I have to come to the venue for
you
the
can
ticket
come to the
or?
venue to get the tickets.
Okay.
You can that there are numbers. Go to my social media pages and you
what's
see
the handle?
The handle is Adjetey Anang.
Together.
Okay. Adjetey Anang together.
Right.
And or Critique Productions also.
Critique
It's a K-R-I-T-I-K. Critique Productions, and you go to those social media spaces and you get all the details, but you can walk right to Christ the King.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, wherever you is, entanglement over there inside Christ the King venue is Christ the King. Of course, it's happening 5 p.m. and of course 7 p.m. Adjetey, Anang. I'm going to be there, so you have to also be there. Come through and let's check out this particular, because I like the fact that he said there was a suspense in there. Maybe I'm a percent or mommy feeling some kind of way. You know what I'm saying? So phone line is officially activated. Me pacho, mon frère. Now I'm a super duper star, no? Hey, all the things we do for life, they be on YouTube, na ko baby, na ko share. Hello.
Hello.
Yes. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Larry.
Yes. Good afternoon. Rosemary, right?
Yes.
Oh, lovely, lovely. How's La Paz this afternoon?
Okay. I want to ask if he also has a movie like Film Academy, or I just want to ask.
Okay.
Maybe, yeah.
Okay. So you want to?
Well, personally, I don't have a film academy yet, if you'd say that. But I'm part of a film institute, NAFTI, where I lecture acting for the screen, and so that's where I am now.
Okay, Rosemary, thank you so very much for calling, ladies and gentlemen. You can also do the same. Also, bet my friend, now only me superstar and Akasa, Adjetey Anang, aka Pusha. Yeah, my area and fuel. So when you need the other, you've been living under a huge rock. Yeah, I'm on check it. When we almost started here moving, no, not social media, near BBA, ni ho. They did it. It's out of passion till date. What I say? Hello.
Hello.
Yes. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, dear.
Yes, what's your name and where are you calling from, please?
My name is Mama Dobia and I'm calling from Kasua.
Oh, Mama Dobia from Kasua. God bless you. Talk to my staff for today, Adjetey Anang, aka Pusha. Talk to him. He's listening.
Hello.
Hi.
I've been following you from your infant up to this time.
Wow.
And I am a very good admirer of you and then Jackie Apia.
Thank you so much.
I want to say congratulations.
Thank
God bless you for the good work done.
God bless you too. God bless you too.
Bye.
Bye. But before you go though, this weekend, Christ the King, wow, we share show, be out in Fra. Also show, it's hot. Kala. Papa. And to friend now Toma fine. But who friend now want to so the Christ the King this weekend. Yeah, call 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Oba who's jacket, no. Entrance no. O kwanswa oba no ahwehwe na na say wo de ahwehwe me na me fa wo nko no wa se. Sanity. Hello. Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
What's your name and where are you calling from, please?
Oh, this is George. I'm calling from Ashongman.
Ashongman and Ashaiman.
Ashongman.
Hey, not Ashongman. Hey, what's like Ashongman? Hey. Our star is in the building. Talk to him.
Hey. Apusha.
Paddy.
We did fool you. I'm so much grateful. You are doing a great work.
Thank you.
Some of us, we hope to just work with you one day, though.
Thank you.
Kudos.
I appreciate you, boss.
All right, bro. Don't forget, this weekend, entanglement. What's it?
Sure.
Because we're Johnny. Okay. So 5 p.m. and 7 p.m. 60 cities, and of course, on the double side of things, it's 100 cities. Well, cut 10 cities free, so per way now per day. And yeah, I'm gonna contribute too. When they are doing things like that, just contribute. You know, I asked him why Christ the King. Because Adinata was here and he says, "Oh my tongue cinemas ni na my churches." Adinata was over here. What kind of? Hello.
Hello.
Yes. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name is Larry Bozzles. What's your name, please?
My name is Titi.
Titi.
Titi Osu.
Oh, Titi from Osu in the building. Okay, please talk to my star, Adjetey Anang.
Okay. Hello. Pusha.
Yeah, man. Oh, no, you are there.
You are one of us during the early stages. I don't know that one.
Babashia.
What's more over my child? Titi, Osu bad or no?
Who find you?
One I know, you. Okay.
All right. Okay.
Okay, Anyami, as I know about Christ the King, we can, as I know about Christ the King, Guys, the king. 5 p.m. 7 p.m. Balling on each other. Yellow. Yellow. Oh, I'm sorry, I lost. Yellow.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Richard. I used to calling from Accra, Newtown.
Accra, Newtown, in the building. Talk to my superstar, Apusha.
Roger. Marshall, if you remember Francis Mohammed, the English.
Oh,
brother, and Apple, man.
Pochonyaminadum.
Right, you are still looking flesh.
Oh, Charlie.
Marshall, if you remember Francis Mohammed, the Mahao.
I don't mean to say.
Okay. Thank you so very much, my brother, man. It says you're still looking fresh. Big shouts to yourself. And of course, what is the secret? What do you do? Because you don't grow old. Even the beard way, like the white cap, but
right?
Still, the skin side of things, you're still looking fresh.
It's not like I have anything that I do.
Bro.
I just, I just watch what I eat. I balanced diet as much as possible. Even exercising, I've slacked recently, of late, but it's something that I used to do a lot consistently. It's just, and there's a way in which you also staying out of trouble also helps, because even the thinking and the stress can make you grow old, So
hold on for that, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, thinking and the stress can make you grow old. So clear all of that. Hello.
Hello.
Yes. Good afternoon.
Afternoon.
What's your name? Where are you calling from, please?
I'm Sean from Boom.
Boom in the building. Talk to my superstar right now.
Nice one.
Talk to my superstar, Apusha.
Yeah.
Bro, talk to him.
Yes, boss.
Oh, Charlie. Bini Ofiole. Orisha Keshike Fantini Jibuesco Naku Walolu. I mean, I get Ganujibu, I'm a family, I'm supportable. Oh, may look on it, look at the I'm a fair, I'm a Shimbuket in Nigeria.
Oh, no.
Book me to well near me. I can see Ghanaian accept Ganu. Oh, movie industry, and still, I can see Ganujibu. She always say, well, Gamen supportable.
Thank you. Thank you. You are doing. Thank you so much.
No more you are. No more can be a can hear feeling support art movie.
Oh, fine.
No, come out build the care.
Oh, fine.
But I'm not a country where one only.
Okay.
She gave a machine to me, the German only one country.
Well, fair or no, cash agree.
Oh, was supportable.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so bro, come and support him still this Saturday. Man, don't get it twisted, Pacho. Come and support him this Saturday. This one over here says, "Hi, Larry. Good afternoon to yourself. Big shouts to yourself and your team." It says, "I want to ask Apu." Oh, so we do. We will answer that. Share. Ring. He's married.
I was from. Oh, okay. I was from set. So.
He was from set, so he took it off. You understand? Yeah. Hello.
Hello.
Yes. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
What's your name? Where are you calling from, please?
I'm Mabel. I'm calling from Odoko.
Mabel.
Yeah.
Kasa dinkakra na pusha wofia why?
I'm Mabel. I'm calling from Odoko.
Okay, Odoko in the building. Talk to Apusha.
Yeah, I just want to say congratulations to him.
Thank you.
We grew up watching him. He has motivated some of us.
Thank you.
God bless him. We love him so much.
Thank you.
Okay.
God bless you too.
Okay. Thank you so very much for calling. You can also do same before we bounce out of the studio. This one over here says, "Hi, Larry. Good afternoon. And ask Pusha when he's getting featured on South African movie since he was over there inside South Africa." And this one is for Melkia inside Tantra Hills. Okay. This one here says, "Hi, good afternoon, Larry. I would want to know if Pusha also has an academy like Edinate." Okay. We know Canada, but first question, no better answer. This one says, "Hi, Larry, good afternoon. I would also want to be on your show, or your show is only for stars. Anyways, kudos to yourself and, of course, your team." Okay. I would answer this one. Yellow.
Good afternoon.
Yes. Good afternoon.
I'm Kofichi. I'm calling from Kaswa.
Kaswa. What part of Kaswa are you?
Kaswa, Nyan side.
Nyanyano in the building. Okay. God bless every other person over there and yourself over there inside of Nyanyano. Talk to my superstar today.
Hello.
Hello, boss. Hello, boss. Hello, boss.
Oh, I want to congratulate you on your EMEA.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, you're doing a great job.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm praying for long life for you so that God will give you strength. More. You can do great movies for you.
Amen. Amen. Thank you so much, bro. Thanks a lot.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
All right, thank you so very much for calling through, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you is. I just want to let me just say this one over here. This program is a show campaign. It's not a show. It's a show campaign being written by my super duper crack connectors and of course the 2 p.m. Lord. Now over here we bring our stars and we spend quality time with them, like we're doing today. Then we give you the opportunity to interact with them. And it starts in Kwani the Ombeba. But of course, your stars, you would susu, you would shisha, but in a star. You back on one sem. Yellow. Yellow.
Hello.
Yes, good afternoon, madam.
Yeah.
Please turn down the volume on your TV set for me, respectively. Can you hear me? Me pacho TV the volume no man enko from kra.
Mama no from papa.
Nyankupo insha. Pacho within the send akase free.
Me pacho the family manye. Me kase free not connection.
Manye not connection in the building. Okay, one Adjetey Anang kasa eke pu apusha.
Okay. Me pacho me tawani Ofane wa Adjetey na me congratulate bo obama denwa.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Ofane papa na ni biake game mechanic me time I we no kofio.
Okay.
Ofane me sumoni gangbeke di to mo boni papa le wi o mo ma me na me ya school koni ame bomade na me ba sheto mo heli bo hu o se she to mo bale bi ake gama shipon gama na wa pale pai shipon wo fe wo ni je mo ko no ni wo fe wo bomade koni o mo gbeke di e koni amonia no ka ba ha me koni amonia e ya te
Fine. Thank you.
In my life, I love Adjetey and Adjetey.
Lovely. Lovely.
Thank you so much.
Job.
Amen. Thank you. God bless.
God bless you, ladies and gentlemen. You can also do the same. My sister spoke from her heart. Normally I speak from my heart, so when somebody is speaking from her heart or his heart, I feel it. Wakasa friend na come pan of the casa, you know, and I was shroud. I say I love you. Oh, lovely. You can also do the same by calling the live wire is activated before we bounce out of the studio. God bless every individual who's selected as big shots going out to yourself, MC. Over there inside La Paz doing the viewing right now. You say you love Adjetey Anang to the big. Big shouts to yourself and, of course, all of you inside your barber shop. Hello? Yes, good afternoon, madam. What's your name and where are you calling from, please?
I'm calling from Kaso. My name is Abba.
Auntie Abba, what am I?
Dabi, Mr. Ho.
Okay. The way I will cast, I said, what the one and to my goose to be saying.
Dabi.
Okay. Oh, but I say,
oh, here,
eh, Raja, don't know one pie, boy, you quick, woman, casa. Me pacho, and then me start kase pa na abremo. Enti pacho woni ni ndi nkomo kakra. Why?
Okay, Brani. O fine to say.
O fine nyomodro mo yojuba.
O fine ke me kanima wish you congratulations.
Thank you.
You my job opi, only tomorrow feel.
Thank you.
Ehani oya, ohin. Ni gbe agbele ahabo.
Amen.
Boko o family.
Amen.
My job was more Sunday. Continue doing the good work.
Thank you.
And God will bless you.
Amen. Thank you. Thank you. God bless you too.
Okay. Thank you so very much for calling through. And of course, every other person over there inside the Kasua. Good afternoon to yourself. Now, ladies and gentlemen, my staff for today, like I've always been saying, is Apusha, a.k.a. Adjetey Anang. Now, Adjetey, we are about bouncing out of the studio, but let's talk about the movie or the film industry.
Right.
Are you... how should I coin my questions? Are you okay with the level of movie production or the movie industry as a whole?
Oh, definitely not. I mean, I don't think that an industry is going to get to a point where we'll be okay, because there's always room to improve. You know, I watch my movies and I'm like, I cringe sometimes, like, yeah, I could have done better here. So there's always room to do more, and definitely not our industry at this point. Most of us are not happy because it's been slow. The things that we should have unlearned years ago, but we keep repeating some of those mistakes. The new potentials that are coming in also have cut the process, take us to the end kind of, and thinking, and therefore we're not growing artists or performers with substance. The focus is always on, or mostly on, the money. Yes, we need the money, no two ways about that. But it should always be a balance, because it's a chain, that every aspect of it must fit. And therefore, I'm not happy, especially when it comes to young talents and just rely on talent and not being able to dig deep and learn the skill. The fact that we also, people are not being able to even make their returns, and we have distribution, marketing saturated. And these are some of the challenges that we're facing now. But in spite of that, people are still able to do brilliant movies, and therefore I think that we should be encouraged, and people should take more attention into this industry.
Well, I'm asking you this particular one because you've been. I mean, I used to watch your movies before even thinking of radio or TV. I heard there was going to be a film village. What has become of it?
Well, as far as I know, it's still in the process. Of course, I'm not going to lay it at the feet of COVID, but it did slow things down. Things were in the process that I knew of, but everything became slow and things had to be cut away. But we're hoping that now that the world is opening up again, COVID is not yet gone, but we're at a better place than before. And so we're hoping that this will be sped, the process will be sped up, and so that we have that, because we need that in this region, and that would do a lot of help for this industry. So I said, now I don't have the details of it, but we're hoping that things would.
Bro, you're a veteran.
Yeah.
I can say you're a legend of that. You're one of the few people who've really kept it going. And from the indigenous side of things, still you're pushing forward to the point where you're even lecturing at NAFTI.
That's right.
We've spoken about this thing time and again, the influx of telenovelas.
Yeah.
And I'm one guy who speaks straight, like 6 o'clock p.m. Can't. But still, it feels like you can't. If I na koto bola bisu. You can't na pie wa na koto baby. Sise, you say produce good content. That's why they're still encouraging the telenovelas. Na you say nyame bo am so na say mo ye eno so a ne boy din. So no TV station can even think of actually I don't know, like going to terms with you guys.
Yeah, I mean, it's true. This thing has been a pain, and at the moment the issue is more of, it's not that there's the lack of quality products. It's more of the cost of the product.
The cost of it.
Because movie is not cheap. It's expensive. And therefore, if you want a quality storyline, quality performance, quality equipment, it's expensive.
Right.
And therefore, if you want to sell a product that can stand anywhere in the world, and you give that budget to a TV station, and the TV station is having an offer from a telenovela, direction, and it's very, very subsidized, and yet they've created a market for it. It's easier for them to fall for that.
Yeah.
Do you understand? And so that is where the issue is mainly. But for me, I think that there are ways in which we can make this thing thrive. I am not the one for a total let's ban foreign products. Okay. And so therefore let's ban telenovela. No, that's not the conversation. I don't think that's, and I don't even think it's healthy enough to live in a global stage like this, right, and cut from the rest of the world. You need to know what other industries are doing, other countries are doing, what are the content in their movie. If they are preaching something or they are selling an idea that is going to be a danger for us, then we also can counter that through our movie and storytelling, so that our world is safer. And so, but I think that it should be balanced. I think that right now it's like, telenovela is being what's the word, has a higher percentage than local. And standing with the money issue, yes, but I think that apart from it being a policy that local industries should show local content this number of percentage, and foreign this other percentage. I don't know whether there's a law like that governing this side of the industry, but if there was, and are they being implemented, and why is it difficult for us to be able to acquire local products for it to be shown?
Yeah, I was just about
and I think that there has to be a dialogue, a conversation that should go on where local TV networks can partner production houses. I think that I think we've seen DSTV Akwaba Magic coming on board and doing something like that, and we could have those kind of terms where people are even put on salary. That one of the things that people want is at the end of the month at least I'll have something to put on the table because I have family, I have children who I'm taking care of, and so there are ways in which we should begin to look at some of these things, not a straitjacket thing. But yes, that issue is an issue that bothers. But you can't really blame those, the TV network who is, because that's how they also being able to survive and make their money. They can't put everything into one production when they can't get a number of telenovelas. So there has to be some conversation and dialogue going so that we iron out. When we look at movie, we have something like Musica, we have Gumroad. That's right. For the movies, do you have anybody that holds you guys down, as in like something of this sort, like Musica, Gumroad? Well, we have I would say, for lack of a better word, departments. So we have the Ghana Actors Guild. Unfortunately, Ghana Actors Guild is going through a phase where I think there's still an issue in court. Yeah. And so it's mitigating progress and all that. But I would say that the umbrella that we're comfortable under now is the NFA, the National Film Authority, which was just I'm sure is in the second year or so. And I'm hoping that they are the body that would sort of bring some kind of firmness, some kind of solid structure that would guide and really, if you mess up, we'll deal with you. Yeah, well, you're part of the NFA. Well, yes. And you're part of the guild? Yeah, I'm part of the guild as well. Okay. I am. Okay. I am. Okay. So the NFA is more like the body that oversees everything that we do, right, and is supposed to streamline all the rules and regulations, and also sort of whip up a drive for this, for getting investors, distributors coming in here to sell Ghana and therefore invest into our industry as well. So it's a lot of work on them, but we need to really pitch in to support where we can. But it's a good start for us. Yeah. No disrespect to anybody's talent, but it feels as though right now, when you guys started, you were really coming out fresh, talented, we were passionate about it. Right now, it feels like there's a bit of quote-unquote chaff in the system, right? I get you. I get you. And when you're looking at it, when you lay back and you're looking at it, could that be the reason we don't have investors coming in now as compared to, like, I mean, it's definitely part of the problem. I mean, it's not one problem. That is also part of the problem whereby, people are not deep when it comes to even delivery of on how they embody their characters. People would not want to do a research. Those days would take a trip to maybe a 37 military base just to observe the soldiers, how they handle themselves, whether they're intentional or at ease, the discipline and all that, to factor that into our work. But today, it's not like that. People get the lines and they're going. And so an aspect of that is what I said about cutting the process. People are dodging the process because the process is hard work and it takes a lot of time. But you see, if you love diamonds, you have to learn how to dig, because the diamonds are not on the surface; they are way in there, and it's in the digging that you become toughened, that you become equipped, and so we need to go back to the drawing board, whereby young people, and today it's because of our age, everything is fast. I mean, when you're watching, I was watching, my boy and I were watching cartoons, and the pace of the cartoon, and immediately he wants to change to the next, and so we're made to be in a very, very on the go. So when you now have to go through the process, I have to learn this one, I have to learn, is to Charlie, cut to the chase. Give me a role, let me play alongside Jackie. Meanwhile, you haven't gone through the process. How are you able to deliver? And so when you bring people who are not baked, who have not gone through the fire, and then their performance, it tells for itself. And therefore, nobody's going to put their money in a production because it's
Has a movie paid Adjetey Anang?
I wouldn't be ungrateful. I think it has, not the way I would have loved to, but at least in many respects, it's giving me the platform. And so, if you realize, most of our actors, and even on the global stage, what thrives, whether entertainers, sports, personalities, is beyond. And so, when you take somebody like maybe Serena Williams, who plays tennis. She's known for tennis, but she's also known for a certain milk and drink, or she's known for a certain freshener, and all that. These, what you do gives you a platform into other spaces where corporate organizations are coming, reaching out for you, because you can be their brand ambassadors, you can be a product, energizer, and that's where the kudi is. And therefore, I wouldn't be ungrateful for that. It's paid directly or indirectly, but it could have been way more than
well, this is my very second before the last That's one. Fine. Then we take leave of the studio. There's to some point where the veterans who came even before you, to some point they had to beg for alms before they feed. What can we do as a populace, citizenry, for you actors and actresses, so that, for instance, you or some other of your colleagues or your colleagues wouldn't get to that point where you would have to beg before you feed?
Look, a number of things have to be fixed. And a typical example, look, Mariah Carey did a song, something on Christmas song. And in a year, she's taking close to $20 million for royalties.
That's right.
And she did a song years ago, but every year, if we have the right systems in place, some of these actors who are legendaries, Grace Mabos, and if you don't know, all those who have even died and gone, should not die paupers. I mean, they should be okay. They should not go into somebody's home to ask for, reach out to, unless it's an extreme case where, but they should be okay, because the works that they've done over the years are paying for this. Like, they're investing their life, they're investing their craft for it to pay them later on in life, where they can't really actively, physically engage. And I think that when we have that there are royalty systems where films that we've done, I remember there's a form that you fill and all that, and you are paid. And these things has not been sensitized well. Some people I hear have hijacked that process, and it's such a disservice. I think that when we streamline all these things, these people would get, would not die the way they die. And also, I think that we shouldn't neglect them. I think that instead of getting young people and making them up look like an old lady, because we don't even have enough that expertise in that area, it's very, very, to a minority. Get the old folks who are talented, who are aging with their talent, cast them and let them be a part of the.
Right.
And I think we shouldn't neglect them at all. So for me, these are the two areas that can really make a difference in the lives of these people.
Right. I don't know. People are saying they're suffering. Even your colleague came here. He was saying the economy. I mean, Adjetey Anang, as the president of the Republic of Ghana, what two policies are you going to implement to ease things up a bit for the populace?
Oh, in terms of, I thought you're zooming down to the entertainment industry.
No.
Government.
Yeah, the government. Adjetey Anang as president.
I mean, that would be tough for me because I'm not an expert in those areas at all. I mean, when it comes to politics, in terms of governance, I only know my left from my right.
But it's but you hear stories, and the question is coined to two policies that you can implement to ease things up a little bit for the citizen.
I'll be biased, and I think that's the challenge for presidents and governments, because I'll be biased by entertainment industry, and knowing what it can do. I think that yes, one of the ways in which we can, even in the hardship, people can watch movies and they laugh, and for momentarily they forget, So maybe I say we should invest more in that area, give them quality stuff, and give them hope that this is just a phase. And there's a way in which, even when times are hard, messages through film, through radio, through whatever, makes people, kind of, Charlie, it's hard, but Charlie, we have hope. There's hope. So it would be biased to the entertainment industry. And then perhaps I'll listen more, I think. I think I'll listen more before I take my decision.
I asked you this question because you're seen as somebody who is nurturing a political career.
Who got that wrong? Somebody got it way wrong. No.
Oh, really?
No.
Not like that.
Yeah, this is not John DeMello, it's Adjetey.
Big shouts going out to yourself, John DeMello, wherever you is. Good afternoon to yourself. Bro, thank you so very much for passing through Entanglement. This weekend, what's the day again?
20th
Saturday,
August.
20th of August, 5 p.m. and of course 7 p.m. Now the 5 p.m., if you're single, is 60 Ghana cedis. Start to save your friend by Saturday. No one what I say, and of course, the same way a double out there will bust the baby and I'll be quite 100 cities and Christ the King side of things. I'll be ushering. Bro, you have a lot of love from Ghanaians.
Thank you.
That's your camera. I just want you to talk to them before we bounce out of the studio.
Yeah, I mean, it's sometimes so much divisions, take us back or we don't grow, and I think that we should make it, an intentional thing that we're one people. I think that it's become a cliche that we hear that we have to be one, but the practicality of it is that it doesn't exist.
Right.
And we need to go beyond the tribal lines again and see ourselves as one. A gentleman was saying something about the Gan people and the fact that we should show the other tribes that the land belongs to us. I understand his passion and all that, but those are some of the things that we need to realize, that we're still one people, and let us love the other person as we love ourselves. And I think that once we have, when there's peace, we thrive even more, than when there's tension and backbiting and it's tough, but we need to really see our brother. Even they don't look like us, they don't speak like us. He's still our brother because we still come under the canopy of Ghana, and let's push the Ghana agenda forward.
Right, bro. Thank you so very much once again for passing through. Ladies and gentlemen, we're bouncing out of the studio. Larry Puzzles, and of course, my super duper star, Adjetey Anang, aka Apusha, Untinidinda. Get on all social media platforms, and of course on YouTube, National Movies or Kahun. And I am going to say, Obetimaka Untinidinda, because and Nekrobia, I will not cry. Don't get it twisted. Ladies and gentlemen, we have to bounce out of the studio. But Saturday, God willing, I'm going to be over there inside of Christ the King, 5 and 7 p.m., 60 and 100 city side of things. Live the life you love the life you live. Never ever let another man's opinion be the opinion of yours. But if you go down on your knees and pray for Mother Ghana, pray for your families, pray for CTV, and of course pray for all the artists be it movie, be it acting, be it music, whatever, models, side of things, pray for all of them.